So I have the two images here. This is the one with the full back. This is the one with the cropped back. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the one with the cropped back, pull it off of it. We're going to make sure we're on the move tool, and we're going to lay it down on top of the other one. Now, I know they don't match up. That's okay. I'll show you how we're going to fix that in a second. Zoom out a little bit. We're going to go and reduce the opacity of the top layer down to about 80 or so, just so I can still see the line of the other one. Command T for transform, and we're going to move it over, and then we're going to shift and bring it down like so. Alright, so now there we are. We're pretty close. Let's make sure that the back of the head, since that's the critical part, is what looks right. So we're going to keep adjusting until we find that perfect match. All I'm worried about is the back of the head. I'm not worried about the shirt, because I'll show you how I'm going to fix that in a second. Alright, so there. Now we have new picture in the front and old picture in the back. So now what we have to do is we have to create a layer mask. Go to our brush tool, make sure that we have the black and white selected, and we're going to move black to the front, and then we're going to start painting away at the picture so that we get rid of this line for starters. And we're just doing rough at first, just all around the top and everything, trying not to reach them. Okay, and now what we're going to start doing is we're going to start masking out the edge of his shirt so that it starts to blend better, like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is go zoom in and go up here, and we're going to continue to paint black, which creates the masking of all the stuff we don't want. So I'm just running around her head just like this, and see, we're starting to get a little bit of a halo there. Okay, let's add a little bit of that back, because the light's not quite the same between the two images, but that's okay. Alright, and now we're going to continue, and we're going to try not to lose too much of her. Let's see, so now what happens when we start painting in the rest of the flowers down here? So the flowers come in over them like that. I don't think I like that, so we're going to leave it with the other flowers there. Alright, so now we've got to make sure to get rid of that seam. See, it sometimes requires a bunch of painting back and forth to get it right, but his shirt pattern is what's killing me. Okay, now let's try and redo that just the way we want it. Okay, that's too much. There we go. Alright, so now the next thing we need to work on is the back of his head. Alright, so now it's still not quite lined up. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift this down and over just a little bit to make sure that it lines up to his head on both images right there. Alright, so now let's go back to the brush tool, because I see a little bit of a line here, and we're going to make that line go away just like that. Now we need to click on the actual image, not the mask now, and we're going to use the healing brush tool. We're going to choose Alt for the bullseye, and we're going to click on his head, because what we're going to do is we're going to add that in on the bottom one. We're just going to paint it in some. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to go back up to the top image and grab another spot, say right here, and now we're going to go to the bottom image again. Make sure you go from top to bottom, because otherwise this won't work. Alright, so now all we've done is darken it up a little bit. I know it's a little blurry. When we go back up to the top, we're going to click and try and eliminate that seam. Now I know that doesn't look very good, so what we're going to do is we're going to back up and try that again and see how See if we can't make it look a little bit better. Alright, so here we are. We're back where we were now. Let's see. Alright, I'm not seeing it. Let's try there, 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 there. Okay, so now I'm going to create a super layer. Command Option Shift E, and it creates a super layer over here. So these layers are now not important. And we're going to go to the Spot Healing Brush tool, and we're going to make it a good bit. Let's see. Why are we not getting bigger? What's going on here? Ah, there we go. There's a circle. Alright, so now I need to make that circle smaller. Alright, so there we go. So now we're just going to kind of fill it in. I know we're losing some head, but that's okay. We'll just go back and try it again. And this time I'll be now that I can see my circle a little bit better. Alright. So now I'm going to use the smudge tool. Let's see, where is my... Alright, so what I'm basically doing is I'm just smudging the back of his head some to get it to look like it should. Alright. Now it doesn't look so obvious. And there you go. Now you know how to take the people from one and the background from another and make it all work.